Hello, we are happy you are with us this morning. Please, take a moment to silence your cellular devices out of respect for this presentation. Thank you.
Hello and good morning. We'd like to welcome you to this special presentation of ExxonMobil, the world's premier petroleum and petrochemical company.
So who are we? ExxonMobil is the world's largest traded international oil and gas company.
We hold an industry-leading inventory of global oil and gas resources.
We are the world's largest refiner and marketer of petroleum products, and our chemical company ranks among the world's largest.
We apply science and innovation to find better, safer, and cleaner way to deliver the energy that the world needs.
We are ExxonMobil.
Dun, da, da, da.
Where exactly did we come from? Well, our story begins in 1859 when Colonel Edward Drake and Uncle Billy Smith drilled the first successful oil well in Titusville, Pennsylvania. A businessman named John D. Rockefeller, who lived not too far away from Cleveland, Ohio, saw an opportunity to invest in the kerosene industry and formed the Standard Oil Company in 1870.
9 years later, after considerable growth, Standard Oil purchased 3/4 interest in the Vacuum Oil Company. This pattern of further growth caused Standard Oil to become extremely large, with the company controlling a massive portion of the industry, while simultaneously undercutting and purchasing competition. Standard Oil Company of New Jersey versus United States, a landmark decision by the U.S. Supreme Court in 1911, broke up Standard Oil into 34 unrelated companies, including Jersey Standard Oil, Standard Oil Company of New York, and Vacuum Oil. Jersey Standard Oil was renamed Exxon, and the Standard Oil Company of New York and Vacuum Oil were eventually renamed Mobil. For much of the 20th century, both companies grew in size and scope, culminating in a merger of the two companies on November 30th, 1999.
Now, it is time for a random commercial.
One of the biggest challenges for those of us in the oil and coal industry is preventing strong action on climate change. It used to be easy. We ignored the problem, bought bigger and bigger private jets. Politicians always followed our lead. Leaders are negotiating a binding global treaty to stop the climate crisis. They'll create millions of jobs in a new, cleaner economy. My jet. So our new strategy, run ads with fancy graphics to show you that we care, while we're lobbying politicians to punch that treaty full of loopholes. But your leaders are committing to a global climate treaty. Please, don't hold them to their word.
Please donate now, so that together we can get this important ad on the air.
Today, our economy is divided into two main sectors of operation, upstream and downstream. Let's begin with the upstream.
The term upstream is used in the oil industry to refer to exploration and production. This sector includes exploratory wells, drilling, and other methods of bringing oil up to the surface. As far as exploration is concerned, we aim to identify and selectively capture the highest quality resources across all resource types and environments. At the end of 2013, our exploration acreage totaled more than 61 million net acres in 32 countries.
Let's break this down a little further, with charts and data from 2013, just to show you that we really are a global company.
This is a map of North America. Every yellow dot is a key producing area, where a substantial amount of oil is captured. Now, here's one of South America. The red triangles are exploration assets. As one might expect after looking at these maps, the Americas definitely contribute to our overall success as a company. You may be surprised, however, to hear that operations in the Americas accounted for 33% of our net oil equivalent production last year, with a net 1.4 million barrels per day.
Moving on from the Americas, we go to Europe, where much of our production occurs in the Baltic Sea, as shown. Europe accounted for 18% of our net oil and natural gas production, with a net 0.75 million barrels per day.
Africa, which accounted for 11% of our net oil and natural gas production, produced nearly 0.5 million barrels per day.
In Australia, we have emerged as a leading oil and gas producer. Last year, net production averaged 0.1 million barrels per day, accounting for approximately 2% of net production.
Last but definitely not least is Asia. Asia accounted for 36% of production, producing nearly 1.6 million barrels per day. Other than simply expanding all across the globe, ExxonMobil has placed a high priority on refocusing upstream collection efforts with unconventional methods, as shown by this graph.
As you can see, our upstream efforts are of global proportions, and we are proud of the work we have accomplished and look forward to expanding our efforts as we move forward.
Here is another random commercial.
Here at Exxon, we hate your children. We all know the climate crisis will rip their world apart, but we don't care, because it's making us rich. That's right. Every year, Congress gives the fossil fuel industry over $10 billion in subsidies. That's your tax dollars lining our pockets. Making a fortune destroying your kids' future? At Exxon, that's what we call good business. ExxonHateYourChildren.com.
Next, let's discuss our downstream sector. The majority of downstream production is refining crude oil into various products. As shown here, we have a total of 31 refineries all around the world. Our website sums up our downstream efforts the best. We sell a wide range of petroleum products in more than 120 countries, including transportation fuels such as gasoline and diesel that are sold under our global brands, ExxonMobil and Esso. We are a market leader in high-value synthetic lubricants, including our Mobil 1 product line, and we continue to grow the business in key markets at rates considerably faster than that of industry. Our strong refining and distribution network, combined with high-quality products and marketing expertise, position us as a leading supplier around the world.
We operate 7 refineries in the United States and have the ability to process 2 million barrels per day, which amounts to about 35% of our global refining capacity. Europe accounts for 30% of our refining capacity. The Asian Pacific accounts for 20%, and Canada accounts for about 15%. We take pride in maintaining efficient and productive refineries, both in size and in our operating expenses. In both categories, as shown by these graphs, we far exceed the industry average.
As you can see, ExxonMobil truly is a global company of massive scope, thriving and delivering quality products that eventually reach the consumer. In many cases, your gas tank.
We'd like to end by looking at just a few numbers. Last year, ExxonMobil's revenue was $449.9 billion, with profits of $44,880 million, making Exxon one of the most profitable companies in the United States.
What else can we say?
What else can we say?
ExxonMobil.
We're pretty great.
We're pretty great. Honestly.
Honestly.
Honestly. Oops. Wrong way. How was it? Great.
Pretty great.
Great. Honestly.
Now, let's kill some time by watching that awesome intro again.